Shalom IT lovers of my classes, IT lovers of my e-learning. Welcome to my SQL Workbench Part 2. I'm sorry that last week I had a little management problem with my tutorial videos. For those who have noticed, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to do my stuff, and the Lord knows. But hopefully it's going to be better this week, and I hope you enjoyed the class because that was a serious one. Now we want to go further. We want to create more tables and content for our new own database. And after that, we want to start with some easy functions first, like the view and the default constraint to begin with. It's going to be a little longer as last week, but I'm going to speed the process a little bit so that it's not too long. All right, let's start. This is exactly where we stopped last time by inserting some content data in the table orders. I hope you remember our database created, which is called DB2, and today is the number 2. I think I'm going to put that here so that I remember. And you too. And we can start the next part. Let's visualize our table orders again, which is right here, down here. We have all our ID numbers, and we don't have the customer ID right now. We will have to add that a little later. And then we have some order purchase. These are, just some data, random data, because, I didn't know what else to put inside. Okay, let's move on. Okay, at first I wanted to do the next tables, offline, but I think it's good for those who are beginning that I retype, new tables. Okay, now let's create a table called product. Create a table. And again, we have to open the parentheses right here. And usually you just follow the pattern like everybody's doing because this is what's best. Int auto increment again. It's easier so you don't have to put everything manually. It's going to be automatic. Primary key, of course, comma, and here we want to add here also the order ID because I want to, a relationship between these two tables. Order ID here, and it's going to be int. And here we want the product name. Again, varchar, but it's not always going to be varchar as a property. Of course not. 255 here. And what do we want? We want very important is the comma and the semicolon, the difference, because if you mix it, it's going to be a problem. So here we're going to add some product quantity. And quantity this time is going to be int 2. And what do we have? We can make a product, let's put a product price, for instance. And this one is going to be decimal. That's another property. Decimal, and here I want it 10,2. And what do we need? We can get this time again I want the foreign key. This is how you get the foreign key constraint to relate the table order with the table product. And here we get the order ID from table order. And now we need the references. The references is going to be table orders and the order ID. I hope it makes sense for you so far. And the semicolon at the end. So here I have some type of problem. So foreign key, because I made a typo here. So I remove that and I put it right here. And now you see it disappears. But we still have here, by foreign key, we still have a typo. It means we have to remove the comma. Now you see it's very, you know, you really have to be focused when you do that thing. Okay, now it looks good. Now we can execute. And now it's green. And of course, you always go and refresh the schema to see your new created table. Huh? And now we have customers, orders, and products. Of course, right now products is empty, so we have to add some content. Now we are going to do as we did before. Huh? Insert into products. We want to add the product ID. Huh? We want everything. The product name. We want the product, and here we want to add the product price right here. Okay, now we can close the parentheses right here and go down here to add the values. Huh? Still red because it's not finished. And here I have to insert some like this. For instance, my book Love's Divine Journey, French and jewelries and audiobook English. Let's first start with this amount of, I have a problem, unknown column product quantity in field list. Product quantity, it's right here though. You know what, I forgot the O here. You see, you have to be awake, so I will have to that's good anyway. So we can drop this column. Okay, the way you do it is you just have to alter again. You remember we did that before. Alter, you wrote it down because you want to get rid of it because you made a typo. Quantity, so product quantity, and then you get a semicolon. So we want to execute this one and see, and now this one is dropped. So if we go back to let's take a look at our table. So I hope you remember this one too, and this one is important. You're gonna have to do it so many times. From, and then products, to take a look and see that the column is dropped indeed. So here it is. So now we have product ID, order ID, product name, and product price. We don't have the typo no more. Okay, now I want to add it, you know, in the correct way. So of course, make sure that everything is exact. Okay, so now we have it, and now we can go back to our table to see if it's added again. So we have now our product quantity, which is added. Product quantity now is at the end, and actually I want it you know, before price. So we are going to do as we did last time. So I hope you remember that we did it before. Let me go and show you again. We have done that before. We had to move, you remember, to move the column, you know, in the table orders. And this is exactly what we are doing here. That's good. So that's exercise. So now we can execute that. And now you see it's green. So we go ahead and take a look at the table again. And now we have our product quantity exactly where I wanted it. Okay, now we can insert our data, and we take a look at it, and we have now some data. I can add some more, but I'm gonna leave it this way for now. Now I just refresh the schema, you see, so it's very it needs a lot of focus, but I like also SQL. All right, now I wanted to show you that here, if you are lost, you can go on this side. You see by SQL additions, and you can go and take a look to find all the functions that you need. For instance, here they're going to tell you how to create the procedure. It's a lot of reading, but you know, I prefer to just practice and try it out without reading all these things. All right, so we are good with our table products related to the table orders. Now we want to create the table invest too. Okay, so this is our table, and we can just execute, because I want to do something else after, so I wanted to speed the process here. Okay, as you can see, this one is related to a table product, and then I created the table jnewCollection with my jewelry from my website, and this one we want to execute too. We want to execute it, and I had to alter the table jnewCollection, and now you know how it works, adding jewelry stones. So we want to execute that too, and I wanted to move it again, so we execute that too, and then we can take a look at our table jnewCollection, how it looks like. Right now it's empty, and then I inserted some data. That's a lot of data, but it's going to be necessary. Now we execute this one too, and we take a look again at our table to see the content. All right, now we have how many tables do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have all these tables now. With that, we can work. As you can see, the functions views here is empty. The start procedure is empty. The functions is empty. We are going to do all these things. But right now, I want to update the table product. Let me go to table product. We execute that. And this is our table products, only with 3 rows. And here, there is this column order ID, which is empty. And we want to update this table product, adding the order ID number from the table order. Okay, let me put also here the select all from orders, so we can have better observation. So here we have the order ID, you know, in the table orders, and we want the same orders IDs in the table products, because if you insert the order ID in the table products just like that, it's going to give you an error again. So let me go back to table products, and here we type our command. Maybe I'm going to put the comment first. So update the table products, adding the order ID number from the table orders. That's the comment. Okay, and now we want to do it. So it starts like this, update products, and we want to set order ID equal to let's put 113 from you know, orders. Let me see. Yes, for instance, or 111. Now we can start with 111. Okay, we execute this one, and we have it. Now we go and take a look at it, and now we have our first one. So we can do basically the same. Let's go and take a look now. Now we have our order IDs inserted in the table products. Okay, let's go further. Now we want to update the table orders too, adding the customer ID number from the table customers. So let's go and take a look now at our tables orders. So here we already have a 5 here. I started in the back. So now here we can get 4. And now we go back and take a look at our table orders to see if all customer IDs are here. And they are. Okay, we are good right now. And we execute. Okay, it's only our table invest which is actually empty at the moment. But it's not going to last long. Okay, as you can see, I've added some data in our table called invest. Okay, now that all our tables are filled, they are really all filled, now we can start with our function. There are a lot of functions coming. Okay, now let's first create our first function. Create the view. A view. What is a view actually? This is a virtual table, meaning that you are not going to see it in the table list, like here. Let me go there. Finish my comment here. So when we create this view, which is a virtual table, you are not going to see it in this list of tables. You see the tables here. You are not going to see it here. Let me close the table invest. But you are going to see it here by the function view. This is the difference between a normal table and a virtual table. So let's see how we do that. So it's just create a view, and you have to get a name for your view. What do you want? For instance, me, I want to see the customer, I don't know, attendance, for instance. And we want as select. We want, for instance, the customer, let's say the customer first name. I go to the table customer to take a look at the column so I don't make another typo. Customer, let's say we want to see the last name. And we want to see what? You see customer last name, and we want to see, for instance, I'm going to say, I want to see the customer first name. That's it. I don't want to see the rest. You see, this is what it is. You don't want to see everything. You just want to see, selected column from this table. So you create something like that called the view. Okay, it's from the table customers, and then semicolon. This is the command. So we can execute that, and it's green, meaning our view is created. Now that the view is created, let's go and take a look to see if it's true. And here we have our view created. When you go here, you can see that your virtual table customer attendance is created. You can see right here. I hope you can see it. When I select, you see now. Okay, and there is another way you can go and take a look at it. It's by the inspector, but we're gonna come to that a little later. Now, if you want to see it though, like you see other tables, of course you can. And this time it's just going to be the same command as for calling the other tables. So is select from and the name of your virtual table, which we called customer attendance. Okay, so I hope I didn't make any typo. Customer attendance. Okay, so we want to see that, and we have our customer last name and our customer first name. Sorry for the invention of strange first names and last names. Okay, this is how you create a view. That's easy. We really start easy, but now we want to do a little more, which is going to be, we want to create a default constraint. A default constraint is like you want something specific appearing on your column all the time when you, okay, let me just put the comment and show you what we are talking about. Create a default. We want to create a constraint. We want it to be a default. Okay, the way you do it, you have to alter. You want to do something in the table invest, and we want to alter a column, a specific column, and this time it's going to be, let me go and see, first semicolon, and we run first this one. Now we execute first this one, and here we have it, so we can see all our columns, so we can work better. For instance, here, let's say, you know, when you have a business, you don't want no deficit, you want only benefit, right? So the deficit, of course, you want it to be very low. Like for instance, here we can put let's put I don't know, outer column deficit, like the loss. We want to set them to default, of course, but I'm thinking, okay, let's put 5. 500. This is the only deficit I could accept. All right, let's put this default, for instance, test that one. Let me put a little space here, so because it's another topic now. And here we want to execute that one. And now it's green, so it means it worked. But we cannot just see it like this. In order to see it, because if you go now, take a look at the table investor, you don't see nothing right now. In order to see if the default has worked, we have to insert new data in it. So let me comment this one, because this one is also good to know. Now we want to test. Now testing the default. I hope you are following me so far. Default constraint. We want to test it to see if it's working. And the way we test it, we insert data by omitting to insert values, to insert a value in the column called deficit. You insert everything except that, just to see if the constraint is still going to appear. Okay, let's test it. It's going to be insert into, you know how to insert data now, but it's good to always re-show it. Insert into invest, last quotation, and now we can close, and the semicolon we don't forget. Okay, now let's see if it's going to work. So it looks good. So we go back to our table invest and see if the column deficit has a 5 inside the default. We go there, and here we can see that by the invest ID 1115, we have the deficit here 5. If you don't want to always insert, you know, deficit values, you just put a default. Okay, me I put 5, because losses you're gonna have in businesses, you don't have only benefits, sometimes you have also deficit. So if you don't want to put the values in there, you can just put a default. This is what we just did. So I hope you liked it so far. We have done a lot. We have created many tables. Let us count. We have a lot of tables right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables so far. We're gonna get some more. You know, we have a lot of functions coming. So what I wanted to show you is that here you can always clear. So all you have to do is to stack. Right click and just clear. Okay, so everything is done properly right here. Huh? We could do all that, huh? Update some tables and insert new data, create a virtual table, and create a default constraint. And we want to first go and save our work, which we are going to call GB number 2. All right, keeping it warm for you all for next time. Okay, thank you for watching. The rest is coming next if God's willing. Bye bye.